Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning. I am coming to you from a new location in the house. It is the garage. And I thought it was appropriate today, I guess, because we're kind of full into garage sale season today, or here, I should say, in Guelph in Southern Ontario. May 2-4 long weekend, the Victoria Day long weekend. And anyway, I did go out yesterday, so in the garage. So this is where I do the work on all my pinball machines. The two behind me do work. No room for them in the house. I've definitely maxed out. I should be probably stopping at 4, and I'm sitting around 6, plus a virtual pinball and some arcade games in the basement. So we do not keep cars in our garage, 2-car garage. It has become my workshop and storage. These things take up a lot of space, obviously. So anyway, camping stuff behind me, all sorts of fun stuff. But I like to hang out in here. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd see posts of me working in the garage, and I have a bunch of light up signs and marquees. So anyway, for yesterday's finds, I thought I'd talk about them here in the garage while I enjoy some coffee. So yesterday in Guelph, there's probably around maybe 20 sales, not a lot. And as you recall, maybe last week I did go out to small town Ontario to Fergus. So I kind of had the same idea in mind this weekend being a long weekend. I went around in town early. It was about 6:45, and the first sale I went to had a big box of video games, and I was nothing exciting. 360 titles, some PlayStation 2 titles. There was a couple of good ones in there, and I was already gathering up some other stuff, which I'll talk about. But I actually asked the person how much were the video games and if I could make an offer on the lot, and she simply replied, "Oh no, they're all individually priced." So I didn't even notice that. So as an example, one single PlayStation 1 game was priced at $20, and I was going to offer her $10 for the entire box. It wasn't a great title. It was a Final Fantasy title, but not worth $20. I own probably 2 copies of that game anyway. The rest were all sports titles. Like I said, there was a couple other titles that I was sort of interested in, but nothing great. So anyway, I just left it. And anyway, the one thing she did have was numerous Pokemon items. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen those. So the first one that I actually saw, which was just sort of interesting, was Pokemon Belt. So my older son's big into Pokemon, so it's got the symbol there. It's got Pikachu and the Pokeball on it. Anyway, so I added that to the pile and then kind of continued there with Pokemon themed stuff. So a Pikachu doll, not new or not modern or not old. I definitely, this is May 2017. I have an old vintage one for sale currently, actually. But I added this really silly hat to the pile. There's a Pokemon Go guide or strategy guide, if you can believe that. And she was just pointing at Pokemon stuff to me by this point. And a Pokemon notebook. So my son actually has this book. This is unused, and it's just, Pokemon themed. So I added that to the pile. So a lot of Pokemon stuff. And then the one other thing, this is what I actually really wanted out of the mix, was this is a Garfield ceramic piggy bank. And, people would buy these and paint themselves. So this says L 1983. So I assume the person's name started with an L, but anyway, I just liked it. It's pretty well painted. They did a good job, and nice vintage 83 Garfield bank. So I think that was it for that sale, and I think I offered them $5 or something for all of it. And oh, you know what else there was? Was some records. There's a couple records in the pile. Sorry, we'll talk about those real quick. Fame soundtrack and We Are the World. So I actually got the 45 of this last week. So I added those records to the pile, and actually one of the things, I'm forgetting all this stuff, was a 2012 Nintendo Power issue in the plastic. It has been opened. Anyway, so I added that to the pile. Anyway, so I made them the offer, and the girl, or there's 2 ladies, and one of the ladies actually said, "Oh no, the records are $2 each." And I was like, all right, well, does that mean you accept my offer and you guys figure it out? So the 2 of them kind of looked at each other and said yes. So anyway, that was fine. So anyway, first sale, nothing overly exciting. headed towards the north end of Guelph, and it was actually a sale for a charity for a child in need in a foreign country, and they had, I have to find them now, two things that I was interested in. All their things were just priced, you know, this is 25 cents, a Flintstones vintage McDonald's cup, whatever. 25 cents, and then a $2 table. DeLorean Back to the Future time machine model, and it's unused in the plastic. The box is a little bit rough, but the inside is all intact. So actually deciding I'm probably going to build this, actually. You can see that, but pretty cool, actually. I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. All the stickers there. None of the bags are even open, so someone obviously bought this, but there's the car frame. So this is from the first movie. I actually looked these up on eBay. They don't go for a lot, but one thing they do have is someone actually sells LED light kits or fiber optic light kits for them, which would look pretty cool. So that was neat. So $2.25 for that stuff. I think I was still in Guelph by this point. Went to another sale. It was promoted as a sports memorabilia sale. Someone who had a store that was closing, and what did I do with that piece? See it around. Anyway, the one thing they had that caught my eye was 1991 Toronto All-Star Game coffee mug. And this is new in the box, essentially. And this was priced at $5. So then I actually got this vintage Blue Jays pin. This was priced at $1. And there is somewhere around here a Cleveland Indians hat. And that's for my friend Matt, who collects mini helmets. So anyway, I paid $5 for all of it. So got a good deal on those. They actually had some vintage 94 paper plates and napkins that I didn't buy. I posted online, so people asked me about it. I probably should have bought it. I don't know why I didn't, but I know where he lives. Maybe he'd still have them. Anyway, so that was in Guelph. Then I went to one more sale. I've been to this street before. There's actually a vintage toy collector on there that I've found some awesome stuff from, and he's kind of in that community. So at this sale, I picked up, there's just some, what was it, really basic, sorry, those are games from the sale. Xbox One Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. So this was $2. So grab that, it's complete. And that was pretty much it for Guelph, actually, looking around. So I actually headed out of town. And last week I went to Fergus. I went to Elora this weekend instead. I don't know why. I just had a good feeling about Elora. So I went over to Elora. It's about a 15-minute drive. And actually found a few things. So the first sale I went to had some really basic games. Nothing exciting. Cooking Mama for Wii Cook-Off. I actually like these games. Dora's Big Birthday Adventure. And Brink. And so they decided it was just 3 games for $2. So it was 5 for 3 or 2. Anyway, I couldn't even find 5 games. There was some really old Halo titles that are probably worth less than these games, and I have. So I actually didn't have these. So $2 for the 3 games. And then just a Star Wars sticker book. Not old. These are from 2015. The stickers are in them. The books are unused. So I added those to the pile. So what else was there? Yoshi. Nice stand-up Yoshi from 2015? 2009, actually. Sorry, 2009 Yoshi. And then a little, whatever these are called, Creo Toad doll. So that was... Oh, and Clue was there. Sorry, vintage Clue game complete. That was $1. She had $1 on it. And a big Lego... these big Lego pieces. So these actually go for good money. I have a bunch of them from when I was a kid, but 50 cents. So I think with all that stuff, I think I gave her like $4 or something. So I saved a little bit of money. Anyway, again, nothing like overly exciting. Anyway, and then went over to one more sale, and she had 2 little girls, a lot of modern toys, but then I was about to leave actually, and I saw this. So this is My Little Pony carrying case from 1983. It's in really good shape. Has the clasp fully working. So I was like, oh, okay. And she had it priced at $8. And I opened it up, and it was actually full of My Little Ponies, which I've since taken out. But most of them were modern knockoffs. I'm not a My Little Pony person, don't get me wrong. But there was a vintage G1 1983 pony and carrying case in here. So these are original. There's the like a toy guide. I would have rather this was full of Transformers or something, but it wasn't. And then some accessories, and then some cool, like, actually I have to say, some cool puffy My Little Pony stickers on there. Anyway, so after $5 for it, I've since the other My Little Ponies I've just put in a bag to take to Value Village to get my coupon. I've currently listed this on eBay for $50, so we'll see if that pans out. Pretty cool though. I mean, I still love the vintage look of this. But anyway, while I was there, I did my usual spiel about video games. She said, no, we don't have any. You know, we're not into video games. We don't have any. And then the little girl pipes up and says, well, we do have those 2 DSs in the house. And she's like, oh yeah, you know, and the mom said you don't play with those. So anyway, she said she'd go get them. I said I'd have a look and make an offer. And in my head, I was kind of thinking, oh, she's going to ask for something silly. But anyway, she came out, and actually it was not a DS, but a DSi. So pink DSi. Don't have this color. Pretty nice shape. The screen has some typical stylus marks on it, but otherwise works fine. You know, and she brought up a pile of games. They were, they were junk titles, I'll say. They were all in the cases, but I certainly didn't need them. I didn't want to increase the cost. And then she brought out a charging dock for it as well. And I asked them what they wanted. I had my $5 out, and she said, oh, $5? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So for $5 for DSi, I thought that was a good deal. So that's kind of the only, I'll say, decent video game pickup I had today, or Saturday. Anyway, so that was that. And then on my way out of town, 2 more things was a giant sign that said free. So this is all stuff that was free. So there's a Pokeball. This is a 1997 Tomy Pokeball. I guess I'm not familiar with these, but it launched a Pokemon out of it. It has kind of like a spring-loaded mechanism inside. I don't know why it has the 2 little, I'll say, exposed screws. Maybe there's supposed to be a cover on that. Another Pokemon ball. Here's a Lego Pokemon ball for comparison. So I think something's missing off this one. Anyway, yeah, so that was just free. So I grabbed that, and then I started looking around, and she had some cassettes, nothing like overly exciting, but I just grabbed them. Sophie's Choice, it's like a soundtrack with Richard Gere. Fred Penner, I met him at George Stroumboulopoulos' house last January. Melissa Etheridge, and these are just loose, so I actually grabbed cases that were inside the bin and threw them in cases. Walt Disney, this is actually kind of neat, The Black Cauldron. So it's a book of, or tape of the book or movie. And Bearstream Bears Family Super Sound Package. I don't know what that is, but anyway, they're, like I said, free. So I just grabbed them. And then the other thing that was free I saw was Pac-Man. This is a PC title, but anyway, I just like the artwork. Pac-Man, Myst. So that's pretty cool. Vintage Myst PC game. Sorry. Justin Bieber, My World 2.0, The Biebs. Stratford, Ontario. He actually bought a house in Puslinch Lake, which is about 20 minutes from here. So he's been frequenting the area more than normal. And Wii Sports Resort, actually. It was just loose, so I threw it in a case, and it looks fine. I have not tested it yet. But yeah, free. More free stuff was some old binders. I went to University of Guelph, so University of Guelph branded binder. Another one, green one. Exciting stuff. And then this is just more like, I think I was going to take this to Value Village, but probably the worst controller ever made. This is the Microsoft Sidewinder Dual Strike. So it like fully moves and has the buttons here. This does not go for anything really on eBay. I'm just going to take it to Value Village probably to get my coupon, but we'll see. But really weird controller. most people be familiar with the Microsoft Sidewinder, not that one. Actually, you'll use this, a D-Link USB Wi-Fi adapter. So again, free. I use this when I build some arcade cabinets that are running a PC. Not that I do that anymore, but I think I have one that I need one for actually right now. And then actually a camcorder is in here. And so this is takes like mini tape / SD card. No power adapter for it. There's an extra battery. There's a remote. Again, these don't go for anything. So this is probably just Value Village fodder, so I can get a 20% off coupon that I'll use and then save me like $10 or whatever. So yeah, camcorder. Oh, and a little tiny gun. I don't know. I thought I could use this for an action figure or something. Anyway, so that was all free. So I didn't buy anything. The person actually had stuff for sale, or very few things for sale, but nothing that interests me. She had more stuff for sale, monitors and all sorts of stuff, which I could have just loaded up the van to take to Value Village, but I didn't. The other thing, one more sale. I think this will be it. It's called the Permanent Garage Sale. It's in Rockwood, Ontario. So it's an older couple that really have some decent stuff, antiques and furniture, but they actually had a couple little things. So 50 cents, Ronald McDonald puppet. This is from Ronald McDonald House. I don't know if this is old. I don't think it is. 50 cents. And a cool little Pulsar Canadian Tire branded AM radio. I just like the look of it. This was 25 cents. So whatever. So I think I spent on the day, I think I was at $39 for the whole day. Didn't find the kind of video games that I would prefer to find, obviously, but we'll see if we can move a couple of these things, like the My Little Pony stuff, maybe some of the Pokemon things. Like I said, I'll take my the free stuff, or some of the free stuff, and trade it into Value Village for a coupon. And that's pretty much it. So overall, decent day. It was pretty cold for the long weekend, and the DSi was nice. Probably the best thing, or the Back to the Future, I guess I should say, that I found yesterday. But yeah, let me know how you guys did out in garage selling yesterday, and we'll see if I keep this view in the garage here. It is obviously very busy with all the gear and stuff in here too, and but different space to talk about garage sales. So I think that's it. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, follow me, and you can check out my I'll say real-time finds in Instagram, where I post stuff certainly more frequently, or as I'm finding them at yard sales and thrift pickups. And that's pretty much it. So have a good weekend. We'll talk to you later.